Everybody's not cut out for tower climbing. It's a specialized individual. Once you find someone that likes to climb safely, that feels comfortable working at heights, that's a good candidate to train further into testing and proper installation techniques. Our tower crews are limited, and it's hard to find good personnel, and we put people through 2 and 3 interviews before we hire them. This crew that's on site today, we have Kenny, he's our site supervisor, and then we have Byron and Derek, which are top hands. They work everything up top, and then we have Kevin, that's a trainee. We have 4 men on site, 2 on the tower, 2 on the ground. If something were to happen to someone on the tower, we have 2 guys on the ground that could get up safely and bring a guy down to the ground in a quick amount of time.
You hear how dangerous tower climbing is, but safety's pushed. We have an in-house safety manager. Safety meetings every Monday. Every job's talked about before they start the job. What hazards exist on the job. I don't know if everyone realizes how much goes into that and how much safety's pushed in this business. If you have a bad rating, you can't work for a big carrier. If you have black marks on your record, you're not going to get work from them. So it's a big deal.
So basically, before we climb the tower, we're going to want to fill out a job hazard analysis form, have our closest medical center readily available in case there is an injury. Then we check our safe climb. There's a cable that goes up the tower. We make sure the safe climb is in good order, not rusted, and we always maintain 100% tie-off. The climbers will have a fall safe hooked to their chest, and as they're climbing up to the tower, they're hooked up to a cable with minimal distance. So if something were to happen, they hit their head, they're not going to fall to the ground. Once you're up top, you have a fall arrest lanyard. And it's a twin lanyard, and you move from section to section, and you're always 100% tied off. We'll rig our ropes up, send our rope down, and then we'll have a tag rope. So basically we have ropes coming back and forth from top to bottom. We send something up, we can pull the rope back down. We want the guys on the tower to work as little as possible. We don't want them getting tired out. They don't need to be pulling stuff up. Everything's pulled from the ground up to them for easy installation.
Since the day I started, I received, numerous of training. COM training, learn how to rescue, learn how to descend. We went through OSHA, we have been through RF awareness, because some towers, they have live feed with the frequency and you can get burnt. So we have to learn a lot of different things.
A lot of dangerous stuff could happen, death or serious injuries if you don't use the correct rigging on things and, pay attention to what's going on.
Everybody has to be on their game because everybody's lives are in each other's hands.
It is dangerous, so you have to watch what you're doing, watch what somebody else is doing, and make sure it's safe for everybody, including the people on the ground, not just you.
You just want to make sure that all your rigging and things are probably as safe as possible because, it comes off the ground and something fails with what you rigged it to, then that's everybody else's lives in your hands, so you definitely need to be on your game.
It depends on the job, but you can end up staying up there all day, 12 hours sometimes, even longer. After so many hours in the sun, you'll kind of get weak, so you really have to be aware of what you're doing to stay safe.
The most difficult is pretty much the climb. It's a full body workout climbing up and down the towers. Sometimes we climb, we have to carry the rope up to rig the tower, and it's a lot of weight pulling on you. As you climb in, you get tired. Your arms start burning. It's just like a workout. Your arms start burning, so you have to sometimes tie off and you rest, take your 5-minute rest, and then you climb again. Some people climb every 100 feet, some people climb every 50. The climb is pretty much the hardest. Once you get the climb out the way, you're up and you're relaxing.
First couple times you climb, you're a little nervous, but then you become aware of the dangers and kind of comfortable with them. You know what to look out for, but at the same time still being safe, and it becomes normal. It's your everyday job.
Well, I like this type of work. I used to like to climb all the time, and work is just something different that a lot of people don't see, and it's just something I enjoy doing, and I had the opportunity to move up and become a supervisor over the towers. I learned testing and a number of different other things, and I just enjoy doing it.
The thing I like the most about working on top of the tower is hanging different types of things, the higher, kind of adrenaline rush maybe. I really don't know how to explain it. You kind of feel free, I guess, free in a way.
the guys that you work around with, if you make a bond with them, you know, it makes your job a lot easier. You know, everybody communicating with one another, because we actually see each other more than we actually see our families, because we're always on the road, we're always working. You know, we work long hours and long days, so I say just the guys who I'm around, that's what makes me enjoy my job more.
My favorite part about climbing towers is being outside all the time, and it's never the same tower, never the same place. You're always getting to see new places, and the freedom of being able to climb and be up there kind of by yourself is real peaceful and serene, actually.
My advice for anyone want to try it is, I mean, I don't know, first off, you can't be afraid of heights.
What I think would make a good tower climber, somebody that listens real well.
You know, willing to learn.
To be able to take, you know, criticism.
You gotta have a big heart, because, you know, there's a lot of things a lot of other people don't want to do up there.
The first time I climbed towers, I actually was nervous, and I left and didn't come back, and the guy came back for me like 2 weeks later, and I went out again, and, you know, I enjoyed being up, you know, looking at the scenery, seeing different type of sceneries, and, you know, just being, I guess, just doing something I'd never seen never even seen it done before.
You got room to move, you're out in the open, you're not in the office all day, and you get an amazing view.
The first time I ever got on a tower, I hung from the bottom of the mount, and I don't know, I just had a rush, you know, so it just hooked me from there, and I've been doing it ever since. So.
When I first get up there, it feels like I'm the king of the world. You know, I stand up there and I just look around and I check out the atmosphere, and it just feels like you're on top of the world.